evening, and welcome to In Performance at the Governor's Mansion. Tonight, music and stories from across the Commonwealth. From the sound of the Native American flute, to the music of Kentucky Shakers, to traditional music and jack tales of Appalachia. Performing for us will be Native American flautist Mr. Jason De La Rosa, the song stylings of Northern Kentucky's Raison d'Etre, and the music and stories from Appalachia's Roadside Theater.
Over the past 25 years, our next group has developed into a valued cultural resource in the Appalachian region of Kentucky. When they began in 1975 as a part of Apple Shop, the founders of Roadside Theater set out to discover if a theater that loyally relied on the local and the specific could affect people everywhere. The answer has turned out to be a resounding yes. In the last quarter century, Roadside Theater has developed a unique dramatic form, creating original theatrical productions drawn from the musical and the storytelling tradition of their mountain home. This evening, performers from Roadside Theater will be bringing us traditional mountain music. They will also be performing a jack tale. For those of you unfamiliar with them, jack tales are funny, imaginative stories about a young fellow who encounters some sort of difficulty, winning a mate, subduing a tyrant, or slaying an ogre. And in every story, by some means, either through his wits or his courage or his ability to figure things out, or sometimes by just pure dumb luck, Jack always comes out on top. So now, here to tell you more about Jack and to perform some traditional mountain music, please welcome Kim, Neal Cole, Nancy Smith, and Ron Short of Roadside Theater.
We live in the mountains. And the mountains we live in are nearly 1 billion years old. 850 million years ago, the mountains we call Appalachia, they begin to rise up out of that great bubbling cauldron of creation. They rose and they fell and they rose again until they touched the sky and they spanned the world, because the world we know today is not the way it's always been, and it's going to change again. But once upon a time, there was a great supercontinent called Pangaea floating in the Sea of Iapetus, and it was our mountains that held that world together. They stretched in an unbroken chain all the way from now what's called Poland down to Alabama. One chain of mountains, the very backbone of this world. But the sea and the land are always at war, and the sea keeps coming back. And Pangaea was torn apart. The whole world was scattered out into the oceans. The whole ocean floors got scooped up and new mountains got made, and old mountains got pushed deep down under the oceans. And I know, because you go out there in the sea and look down 5 miles, there's mountains out there. Where we live, you climb to the top of Cumberland Mountain to look for the seas. That's what I said. Whole ocean floors got scooped up and new mountains got made. You find the fossils of sea life on top of the mountains back there. It is a wondrous world, them mountains that we live in. About 300 years back, something like that, our people come looking for a new home. And what they found, they never expected. 850 million years of God's grandest creation staring them square in the face. But there was a time. My great-granddaddy told my granddaddy told my daddy told me there was a time when the wilderness run on forever, when the only boundary was your imagination. There was a time if you stuck your toe into the dirt, buddy, you'd grow a foot. There was a time when people used to let their hogs run wild in the woods. There is a wild hog in yonder woods, diddle-em down, diddle-em down. There is a wild hog in yonder woods, diddle-em down. Daisy, oh, there's a wild hog in yonder woods. Eats men's bones, drinks their blood. Yeah. Run him down, cut him down, catch him if you can. Bang him, will you hunt and ride? Diddle 'em down, oh, diddle 'em down. Bang him, will you hunt and ride? Diddle 'em down. Daisy, oh, bang him, will you hunt and ride? Sword and pistol by your side. Run him down, cut him down, catch him if you can. Bang him a road to the wild hog's den. Diddle 'em down, oh, diddle 'em down. Bang him a road to the wild hog's den. Diddle 'em down. Daisy, oh, bang him a road to the wild hog's den. Found the bones of 1,000 men. Run him down, cut him down, catch him if you can. Here come a wild hog cutting and a slash. Diddle 'em down, oh, diddle 'em down. Here come that wild hog cutting and a slash. Diddle 'em down. Daisy, oh, here come a wild hog cutting and a slash. He's a rooting up wide open hickory and ash. Run him down, cut him down, catch him if you can. Bang him, drew his wooden knife. Diddle 'em down, oh, diddle 'em down. Bang him, drew his wooden knife. Diddle 'em down. Daisy, oh, bang him, drew his wooden knife. For to take that wild hog's life. Run him down, cut him down, catch him if you can. They fought right there both day and night. Diddle 'em down, oh, diddle 'em down. They fought right there both day and night. Diddle 'em down. Daisy, oh, fought right there both day and night. That old wild hog squealed for his life. Run him down, cut him down, catch him if you can. They said, bang him, did you win or lose? Diddle 'em down, oh, diddle 'em down. Bang 'em, did you win or lose? Diddle 'em down. Daisy, oh, bang 'em, did you win or lose? He said, well, honey, I got me a pair of new pigskin boots. What do you think? They said, run him down, cut him down, catch him if you can. Oh, run him down, cut him down, catch him if you can.
Well, now there's a story about a family, and they lived way back up in our mountains, and they lived like folks lived during that time.
Which was grubbing out a living.
And having young'uns to help them grub out that living.
This family sure had a lot of young'uns.
First little old boy they had, they decided they was going to call him Jack.
That's a pretty good name.
Good name.
Yes, it is. After that, they just named him whatever they could.
You know, they got a lot of names out of the Bible from Abel to
Zebediah.
Zebediah.
They had so many young'uns, they run clear out to the other end of the Bible. Had to start using their Sears and Roebuck catalog to name children with. Had a little old boy named Hardware.
Now that is a hard name to live up to.
Then one morning they woke up, and there was Mommy with another little baby.
Well, before you start brooding and fooling with it, we better figure out what to call it.
Well, they put their heads together
got
and
it.
decided to call this one
Jack.
You reckon they forgot that's what they named their first one?
And then when they figured out what it was they had done, it was too late.
But right here now, this is where the native intelligence of mountain people begins to display itself. Because they decided they would call the big boy,
Big Jack.
guess what they call the little?
Little Jack.
Yeah, you're right.
A Big Jack and Little Jack, oh, they really took up to each other.
Little Jack followed Big Jack everywhere he went.
But you know how boys are. Big Jack started growing up, decided he was going to go off down the road, get himself a job of working for this rich feller,
We call him King,
King Cole.
King Cotton,
but always a king.
And Little Jack wanted to go with Big Jack. Can I go?
No, you're too little. You gotta stay home.
Well, Little Jack had all kinds of brothers and sisters to play with, but he missed Big Jack.
So one morning when he woke up and looked down the holler, and there come his brother, oh, he was so excited.
He was going to give him a big hug.
Oh, well, he went running down there to where he was, but he could see his brother was in bad trouble, and they got him up to the house, and they put him into the bed, and they took his shirt off, and they sewed.
3 big strops of hide missing out of Big Jack's back.
Ooh, they doctored him the best that they could. But now, it didn't do no good, because he just kept getting worser and worser. And finally, they know they're going to have to go out and get some money to get a real doctor with.
Well, now, folks didn't have no money to be going out
No.
to get no doctor with. They didn't have money to be going to get nothing with.
But you know, people up in the mountains was pretty independent in them days, and they didn't need much money.
No, but doctors sure seem to.
Mm-hmm.
And the next morning, Little Jack come downstairs, and he had his best suit of traveling clothes, and he had his work overalls in a gunny sack.
Right there, Mr. Man. Where do you think you're going?
I'm going to go to work for the king, Mommy, to get some money for medicine.
Oh, my Lord, going out to work, and you ain't even put your britches on right. You got them on backwards again, and you want to go to work.
A man has got to do what a man has got to do, Mommy.
Well, it didn't take Little Jack too long to get down there to the king's house, and he just marched right up those big kingly doors, knocked, and the king come out.
Hey, what's all this here racking carrying on going up
Excuse
here?
me, King?
Yeah.
You reckon I could get some work?
Work? Good Lord, little old scrawny fellow there. You got your britches on backwards there, boy? You might be fine after all, even though you're scrawny. I tell you what, I'll give you some work. But now, if you go working for me, you're going to live by my rules,
King's
boy.
rules.
That's what I said. I'm the king. I make the rules. And here's the rules. Listen up. I ain't going to run through this again. First one of us.
For me and you.
Just like the party of the first part on, and we ain't got that many lawyers yet, neither. First party of the first. Which one of us makes the other one mad first?
Makes you mad.
Makes them mad.
Why you
Hey,
wanna-
listen, I said don't talk. Listen, first one that makes the other one mad gets to throw that one down on the ground, cut 3 strops of hide out your back. I don't got to pay you nothing.
And if I was to make you mad, King, I'd get to throw you down on the ground and take 3 strops of hide out of your back.
Doggies, you are a baney rooster, ain't you? Yeah, sure. I tell you what I do. I throw in a bushel of gold on top of that, 'cause, boy, you can't make me mad. I'm the king.
Well, King, we'll see about that.
Where's he?
Little Jack had come a long way, and he is awful hungry. But he is awful proud, because his mommy had taught him not to beg. So he just said...
Excuse me, King.
Right.
I'm a little bit dusty.
Yeah,
you think
you are.
maybe I could wash up somewhere before supper?
Supper? I don't remember talking about feeding you. I don't remember. You don't work, you don't eat. I ain't feeding
Well,
you,
King,
no.
I come all the way from Mommy's house. That is a long
Look
walk. and I
at
have
you.
little,
You
I
already
would
mad. You ain't even going to be half fun.
No, not mad.
Not mad? Well, let me try this then, because You know, there's some other things around here hungry too, like them rats down there in the corn crib where you gonna be sleeping. You don't mind sleeping in the corn crib with the rats, do you?
Kane,
Huh?
you've got all these
Yes,
rooms
I do.
up
They're
in
mine.
here.
You ain't yours.
I'm not going to sleep out there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't treat you that way if you come to my house.
You mad?
No. Shucks, no. I'm not mad.
Next morning, little Jack was right back up there at the king's house, but the king met him outside.
Oh, King, where's breakfast? I'm starving to death.
Lord have mercy, boy, you about half hog. All you do is talk about eat. I told you last night, didn't I? You don't work, you don't eat. I told you that last night.
Well, now, just a minute.
Now, just
King.
a minute.
I haven't eaten since morning time yesterday. I had to sleep somewhere with a bunch of rats crawling over me.
You hungry
that's
and you
not the way
mad now. You mad. I got you.
No, I know. It's low blood sugar.
They ain't invented low blood sugar yet, have they?
The king took Jack out to the barn, showed him his big, fine flock of sheep.
Come out here to the barn. I want you to see my big, fine, whatever it was she said there. Now,
fine flock
got
of
prize sheep. I want prize, best sheep in the whole country. I want you to take them up to the high meadow up yonder. I want you to keep them all day, and I don't want you to lose nary one of my
All
sheep, boy.
right.
No, anymore.
So Jack took those sheep all the way up there, but he was so weak from not eating, he had to lay down underneath a shade tree. And about that time, along come this pretty little sheep saying, but to little Jack, it sounded just like that sheep was saying, lunch, 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 lunch. Jack grabbed that sheep, banged it on the head, skinned him out, built him up a fire, and had him a fine lunch of roast mutton.
Later on that evening, he took the rest of the sheep back to the king's
Hey,
house,
King.
and there he was a-counting them.
97, 98, 99, one doggone minute. Hey, where's my little prize lamb with the black ears? That's the best one I had. That's my best stock right there. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I sure hope he ain't lost in Frankfurt. Lord, they'll eat him for sure. Where?
I eat them.
What? I swear from way over yonder it sounded like you said you eat my little lamb.
Well, King, you didn't give me nothing to eat, and I didn't think you'd miss just one, so I eat them.
You eat my little lamb? My little prize lamb? Boy, don't you know what baloney's for? You do not eat a man's prize lamb. No, I'm just some kind of new emotion, but I ain't mad.
Well, that evening, the king fed Jack a real good supper.
And fed him a good breakfast the next morning,
Took
too.
him out to the field where he had a big old fine fat horse hitched up to a plow.
Yeah, you want to see my big old fine fat horse? I got you may eat him, but it'll take you all day to do it. Go ahead. I want you to plow up my turnip patch.
Oh,
there.
I love turnips.
I don't care about. Can you plow?
Any fool could plow.
I want to see you do it. That's all I want
So
to see.
Jack, he giddied up the horse and set into plowing these long, straight, deep
He
furrows.
stayed around long enough just to make sure Jack knowed what he was doing, and then he went on back to the house.
And it wasn't long after that, Jack heard something.
Rickety-rack, bumpity-bump.
Turned around and seen it was this
rickety-rack,
woman riding an old
bumpity-bump.
horse that's bones was clanking together. How you doing, Moms?
Howdy, Jack,
Ah,
howdy.
that's a great horse, isn't it?
You are making fun of me, Jack. That ain't nice. I'm an old woman. This is the best I can do.
Now, no, I know it ain't right to make fun of people. The king would like to have a horse like that. You wouldn't mind swapping it, would you? For that horse out there?
That big old fine fat horse out there? It's a deal. Yeehaw!
Well, Jack, he hitched that old horse up to the plow and set into plowing the field just as crooked as a dog's hind leg.
And the king come back.
Gee! Oh!
Gee, haw my behind. Whoa!
Hey, King!
Whoa! What in the world is that out there in my field? Looks like one of them greyhound run off from Florida or something. Where's my big old fine fat horse? You turn him loose somewhere?
No, now that's your horse, King.
Nah. Yeah. Nah, that ain't my horse. No, you see my horse. He's a big, fine fine, fat horse. I don't know what that is.
You're talking about that. You know what, King? I just thought I'd go ahead and do you a favor. You know how you don't like to feed things? Well, I found out that that horse eat way too much, so I swapped it for this one. This one ain't gonna eat too much.
No, I got, you know, this is an upside to everything. He ain't gonna live long enough to eat much, is he? But let me make sure I got this straight now, cause you telling me that you swapped my fine big fat horse for that bag of bones out there? I'm gonna bust your head.
Hey,
what?
Are you mad?
No, I ain't mad, but I've caught that blood sugar of yours.
Well, the king decided he wasn't going to let Jack around any more of his animals. The next day, he was to pick apples.
Can you pick an apple?
Any fool can pick apples.
I want to know, can you pick an apple?
Yes, I can pick apples.
Well, fine.
Well, he gave Jack a ladder and some bushel baskets and sent him right on up the hill to the orchard.
Well, now, old Jack, he snuck back down the hill, and he come back up with a great big double-bit axe.
Started chopping down them big fine apple trees and picking the apples off the limbs after they's on the ground.
It's the modern way.
And the king, he come back.
Oh, my God.
Hey, King.
What in the world have you done to me? You trying to ruin me, boy? I ain't mad. I am not. Man, but I do believe that I've known you long enough where I might be able to insert a little instructive criticism every now and then. You do not pick apples by chopping down a man's apple tree. This is the way you pick out. Watch me.
Took the ladder, leaned it up against the tree, climbed up the ladder, and started picking those apples one at a time, dropping them in his sack.
Whatever she said, that's what I'm doing.
Why,
And this ain't no...
That's one way of doing it, King, but what if someone was to come up to you way up there on that ladder and do this?
Yes, the ladder right up by the king barely had time to hook his arm over a tree limb.
Put the ladder back, boy. I'm going to fall and break a leg and my insurance run out a year ago. Hurry!
I don't like the way you've been treating me, and I don't like what you did to my brother neither.
Your brother?
I'll put that ladder back up there, though. If you get your wife, the queen, to bake me a big deep dish apple pie.
Oh,
They're
apple
wonderful.
pie? Well, okay, hurry.
So Jack, he run down to the house and he knocked on the door, and the queen come out. Well, hello, Jack. How are you, Jack? Queen, the king sent me down here to ask you to give me a big old kiss.
King,
Yes, darling?
do I have to do what this crazy thing says?
Yes, honey, I know you don't do it too often, but at least give it a try, okay? Will you hurry up and get it over with? About that time, King heard sounds down at the bottom of the hill. It did not sound like no pie baking. Something was baking, but it was not no pie. And when he looked down there, that boy done latched on to his wife, or his wife done latched on to Jack. King went running down the hill. Turn him loose, woman. Turn him loose. Turn him loose. Stand out of the way. There's going to be blood. There's going to be blood. You done it. You done it. You on my bad side now. Come
What's the
on,
matter,
little boy.
King?
Come on.
Are you mad?
Boy. I am mad. I am royally mad.
Jack throwed the king down right then and right there.
Took 3 big strops of hide out of his back.
Collected his bushel of gold and went on back to the house. Now, when he got there, Big Jack was bad off. Family was sure he wasn't going to make it till morning. So little Jack, he took out those strops of hide and he washed them off real good. And he laid them down there on Big Jack's back.
Well, the next morning, Big Jack was up eating biscuits and gravy. Later on that day, he was working around the place and feeling fine.
And to this day,
Big Jack,
little Jack,
the children,
grandchildren,
and greats
are doing well,
well.
and folks say that entire family's got
royal blood in their veins.
In your dreams, try to think of me, for I will be is shining on the mountain. You've seen it many times before. Come home to the people who love you. You'll always find an open door. Sometimes your mind, it'll wander, and sometimes you think you've lost your way. But if you will listen to your heart, it'll bring you home one day. And the moon is shining on the mountain. You've seen it many times before. Come home to the people who love you. You'll always find an open door. And the moon is shining on the mountains. You've seen it many times before. Come home to the people who love you. You'll always find an open door.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound saved a wretch like me. That saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. Was blind, but now I
In Performance at the Governor's Mansion is presented by Ashland Incorporated, a supporter of the arts in Kentucky.